Ayan eh. We can go live. Need you to be a little bit loud. Hello. Niyangizwa lapho. Ngiyazwakala lapho. Okay. Hey, just make sure that our camera guys give us the cue. They'll give us a cue just now. And then when they do, I'll introduce our program. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to the first edition of the Music Business Authority. I think my mic cut out for a sec there, but I'm hoping that it'll be good. It'll be okay. I'd like to take you guys through the reason for the initiative today. I was inspired when I watched Fiesta Black telling her story, or the story of her career, on Podcast and Show with Meg G, Sol Penduga, Ghost Lady, and the rest of the crew over there. And I thought to myself that her story cannot end there. It seemed like quite a tragic story, but one that could be changed. And I thought that maybe we should have a conversation, an enlightening conversation, an empowering conversation, where we could actually break down what it is that she went through, and we could also come to understand what are the pitfalls that predominantly female vocalists face when they're trying to find their space within our South African music industry. So without further ado, and without boring you guys for too much, I know that we're delayed by an hour. We should have started already at 4:30. We're live right now on the YouTube. So the people who are watching me live right now are seeing me through this camera. So hello to everyone that's watching live. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest of honor, the lady of honor, Fiesta Black. Please make some noise for Fiesta Black, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, the lady with the red hair. There you go. Sorry.
Tumela? Like,
How are you?
I'm good, Nota. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Yeah.
How was your day?
My day was a bit wild. I was running around just trying not to be late.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I keep pushy jam here.
Okay, what were you doing?
Just getting ready for today and resting up because I had a show on Saturday.
Okay.
Summit. So yeah.
Oh no, okay, that's nice. Did
Yeah.
you see Sol Penduga there
Where?
at Summit?
No, was it?
He's the regular.
Come on.
He's got a membership card. Seriously.
No, I didn't see you there.
No, like, no joke. Like, it's not a joke, seriously.
For real?
So you didn't see him there. No, I just wanted to know what you did in preparation for your performance later this evening, so that
Okay.
maybe we could take through a lot of the viewers as to what it takes to get ready for a Fiesta Black show.
Yeah, no, I was at Summit since Friday, because one of my dancers is actually there, a regular there, and Obereka as the choreographer for the girls. But unfortunately, walala, so they're not going to be able to join me for tonight's performance. But I will one-man show it and hopefully give you guys a banger of a performance. I'll try my best. Yeah.
Oopsie. I think I put it on mute for a second. So I wanted to go through the story of Shikopo, the song.
Yeah.
How did it come about?
Well, I found myself in studio. I was invited to the studio. Middle Lens actually goes on fire if you where the studio is. or
Middle Lens
was.
is right here.
Yeah, one money. Goes on 5. So Matibi Sinchwani, who is the producer of the song, and the same guy who produced Tunchalarole as well. He was a friend of mine, and we had been working together for quite some time prior to that session, and he invited me through to the studio and said, hey, here's an idea here, here's a skeleton beat here, come through, and I think your voice will fit perfectly on this. So yeah, I went there and...
So where did he hear from you prior to this song? Because I don't think I'd heard of you prior to this song.
Yeah. No, we were friends. We were friends prior to that. So he knew what I could do, like behind the mic. And obviously, because out of Tlagani, it's studio vibes, it's work vibes. So he knew me prior to that, yeah.
And how long had he been in the industry? This is DJ Chase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said his real name. What is it again?
Matibi Twani.
Okay. AKA DJ Chase.
Yeah.
And then how long had he been in the industry prior to that?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think he'd been around for quite some time, because I think there's other projects that he's worked on before we even did Shigupu. Like I think Ganyani House Groove 7, if I'm not mistaken, was also done by him, or he did some songs there, a few songs there.
Okay.
So I think he'd been around for quite some time.
So you could say in this scenario, he was sort of like a mentor to you.
I guess so. Oh.
Okay. And then did you guys ever define your roles or responsibilities as a working duo or as a team, as a producer, singer slash rapper?
Well, I mean, for Nairo, it's always that thing, he's the producer, and when we do get together, I'm always the one that writes my stuff, you know what I mean? And then I'm
your lyrics.
My lyrics, and I'm the vocalist, so I get into studio and I record.
So you perform as well, you write as well, and he composes or writes the music that accompanies.
Yeah.
So as a team, you fitted like a glove. You didn't really need to say, it's like a glove, you know, you don't need to tell your thumb where it fits.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like that's understandable. So naturally you guys fell into working with each other, fell into place, and obviously you guys didn't do the due diligence of doing the paperwork, right?
Definitely not.
So my biggest thing is that, you know, at the time you made the song, did you know that it would be a generational hit?
No, I had no idea. Because, you know, it wasn't my first studio session. You know, I had been in studios before. So it was just one of those, I'm doing what I love, and hopefully one day I believe something is going to happen, but I didn't know that it was going to be that particular song that I recorded on that particular day.
So it wasn't like an intentional hit?
No.
It's one of those songs that just South Africa decided to love.
They owned it and they made it what it is.
And they made it what it was.
Yeah.
And with that ride, did you feel like you were prepared to have like a generational hit in your career at that point in time?
No. I know now that I wasn't ready.
Okay. What do you think that you were missing? What are the main things you were missing?
I think, firstly, good management. I was definitely missing that. And I mean, with me also, there are certain things that I've learned about myself over the years that I'm working on now that I feel like I just wasn't ready for the industry in general, and just on that scale, you know.
How old were you?
I was 22, 23, 20 years.
Other than the industry, what were you ready for at 22?
I don't know, man. I was just ready for life and to be young and to be that age.
Or you thought?
Yeah.
Every 22-year-old thinks they're ready
you
for
know
life.
what?
Yeah, so I guess, but I mean, like, there's no way you can blame yourself for being naive at 22, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 32 only now, so like I can still remember 10 years ago that no, I didn't have my whole entire life figured out or any part of it.
Definitely.
So what was your level of involvement at that stage in your own career?
I really wasn't paying much attention to anything. I just thought, okay, I'm here, I'm under a stable, you know, a label, so everything is...
Hold on. When did you join the stable?
Maybe.
And whose stable was that?
Ganyani Entertainment.
Yeah, but okay. You were working with DJ Chase.
Yeah.
You guys make a song.
Yeah.
This is before you signed to Ganyani Entertainment, right?
Yes.
When did you sign to Ganyani Entertainment?
I think it was like a few months after the song really picked up. It was in 2013, because the song was released 2012, right?
With you as a featured artist?
Yes.
Okay.
And then it only really started to pick up 2013, I think mid-2013. That's when it really started to pick up now, and there were shows and there was all of that. And then A contract was presented to me, and I signed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And who advised you when you signed this contract?
Nobody advised me.
You didn't have a lawyer. You didn't have legal aid. You didn't have anyone in your family that studied.
I just had me.
So tell me about this family of yours. You said in your previous interview that you live with your mother in Orange Farm.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what about your family environment could have better prepared you for a career in music, if you look at it objectively?
From my family side of things, I don't think there's anything that could have prepared me because Gareshu, there's no one who has been in the industry. There's no one who knows much about the industry. I'm the first one to actually make something of myself in the industry and then fall off. But I'm coming back. And yeah. I'm the first to do it, you know. So yeah, I didn't have anyone and ask so yeah.
So do you think it is fair for people to judge your decisions harshly, or to judge you for not being prepared or knowing that you need to have a lawyer or anything else, judging from the actual family background that you come from?
No, I don't think it's fair at all. I feel like no one should ever judge anyone based on anything. If you don't know the choices that I had to choose from, I don't think you should be judging my decisions because you don't know what I had on the table.
Okay, cool. No, that's quite understandable.
Yeah.
And then about this situation, did the people that you were working with, Ganyani Entertainment, know about your living situation, know about the family that you come from?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So they would have known that there's no hope in hell that you have got any knowledge as to how this industry works?
Definitely. I mean, you can see when someone is clueless because I feel like I fell into the arms of people who had been in the industry for a very long time.
So you felt you could trust them?
Definitely.
And you thought that they would guide you?
Definitely.
Okay.
You know?
And why didn't they guide you? Are you stubborn? Are you lastig?
No.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Why? Why would they choose not to guide you after you gave them a generational hit?
You know what? I feel like certain people just wanted to benefit, you know, and it was all about I. Because if your intentions were pure, right, then even a situation like the Tunchalo Rule situation wouldn't have happened under your nose and you do nothing about it. There was no way a song of mine, I Am Your Artist, could have been stolen and sold to someone else and you do nothing about it. And your reason for not doing anything about it is I ran to the media before you could do anything about it and you don't want to have your name like in those kind of things.
So you felt like as an internal party, as this artist signed to the label, you weren't being protected. Meanwhile, external relationships took precedence over your career.
Exactly.
Okay. So, I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog industry. And we've heard many, many stories. So when I heard your story, it was nothing new.
Yeah.
I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised. But I was touched very deeply because one thing about your song is that not only is it infectious and generational, it is also sampled by many, many artists.
Yay!
I don't know if you know all the artists that have sampled your songs, number one. And number two, are you getting paid for them exploiting your intellectual property?
If I'm getting paid, then the money is not coming to me. Maybe I'm getting paid and I'm not aware that there's money out there that I should be getting.
Okay, so AKA Jiga.
Yeah.
That's a very big song. Are you getting a cent from that?
Yeah, and not that I'm aware of.
So they didn't even come to you or ask for permission or none of that?
No. And it's so weird, you know why? Because recently I did a song where I sampled Utebe. Right, just one line. Where
you interpolated.
And I realized for me to use just that line on its own, I need to go through the necessary people. I can't just do it in J.
Because he's got lawyers that protect him.
See, so I'm asking myself, okay, then all these other artists, and I'm happy that they're sampling it, but can I also just get paid while you guys are sampling it?
You need to pay your lawyers to go and claim your money. Because that's the only language they listen to. They listen to lawsuits. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they'll take advantage of the fact that someone does not know.
Yeah.
And I think that is the biggest stain that our industry still has, is that our industry came into being because the recording industry was established as soon as people could, distribute music and play it on cassette tapes, on records, and everything else. And it was a Western industry when it came to us, because we didn't record our music, we just performed our music, And as soon as the recording industry came about, they exploited the fact that artists or performers or people that actually sing or make the songs don't know much about the industry. And therefore, they could be used by the record labels to enrich the record labels, as long as the record labels, either give them a Cadillac or give them their money when they perform for their shows. The worst part about this is that in the biggest industry, it was the United States industry. And there, the artists that were making all the great music, all the celebrated music, was the black artists. But the industry was white dominated because obviously the population is predominantly white, or was predominantly white for a long time. Within this country, the same thing happened, except with the advent of freedom, black people could now start their own record companies, could actually exploit their works themselves and didn't need the predominantly white-owned companies to promote their arts. And also, the predominantly white-owned companies didn't have, I guess, the social capital to be able to go into the communities where the talent resides. You're from Orange Farm in the Val, right? So they wouldn't go to Orange Farm in the Val to discover a Fiesta Black. She'd have to bump into a DJ Chase before she gets taken to a connected Ganyani, who then upstreams her to a big major label. And that's how the system would work. And within that system, you've got a lot of black people that know this system that can have one of two choices. It's either they can teach you how the system works and show you where you'll be exploited in the future, or they can exploit you themselves and hope that in the future you won't be able to come back at them or something. You know what I mean? Or maybe you'll be down and out, or you've quit the industry. So I want to know, after listening to all of this that we've shared already as well, and also my reflections on your story so far, where have you been in the past couple of years?
I've been Orange Farm. I've been at home. I've been dealing with other things also that come with the depression that hit me after my experience with the song, So I've just been at home just trying to gather myself, and I just
want to know, hold on. When you're depressed and your song plays and you're broke, does it get worse?
Of course. That shit hurts.
Okay, no, to continue. I just want to know how that must feel.
Oh no, it's something else. Like, I'm actually starting therapy next week.
Okay, that's great.
I'm very happy about that.
Congratulations. I've been in therapy for quite a while.
Yeah.
But I actually postponed my session today to be here.
Yeah. It's something that I've delayed for the longest time, and I feel like it's time now, because obviously things happen and we don't talk about things, and we just throw things under the rug, and we just soldier on because it's what we're supposed to do. Plus,
the show goes on.
Like I said, no, break her down. But then I realized, lately, man, when I talk about especially my experience and my past with the industry, I can't finish a sentence without crying. And I was like, there's a problem here. I need to talk to someone. I need to heal, so that even moving forward, I'm a stronger person, and I don't,
your gift doesn't become your curse.
You see, so that I can really, really just become the best that I can be, be that star that I know I was born to be. But I'm going to have to fix myself so that I'm ready for whatever's coming, because I didn't reach my full potential, man. Like, so this time around, I really want to go all out. I want to go all the way, and I'm going to need to be okay for me to do that.
Okay, no, that's great, man. Yeah. So who has encouraged you to get therapy and help with managing the emotions of your past traumas?
I spoke to my mom about it, and she wasn't anti it. And I spoke to my boyfriend.
Did she say start with a sangoma?
No, she I was like, Mama, I can't say. I join a worship team. I even did that, and it also did great things for me. I love worshiping also, but I felt like, no, Mom, I need to sit down with a professional, someone who's gonna understand my emotions, because half the time I don't understand what I'm feeling. I'm happy the one moment, planning forever. And then the next second, I'm just crying. I don't want to go out. I don't want to see people. People are inviting me, yo, ke la re, kai roko pana lebo mang mang, you know. And I'm just like, I don't want to. I don't even want to get out of bed. So I was like, I need to fix myself. So I attended an awareness wellness program this past Thursday, Silapa.
Okay, Sialapa.
Yeah,
Or is it
Sialapa.
Sialapa or is it Silapa?
Silapa.
Oh,
and
we're here.
Sialapa.
We're here.
Yes.
We're here
And
at
we
Disofeng
here.
in Middlelands.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I attended that, and the entire program is to create awareness and to talk about just suicide in general. Hashtag suicide
Prevention,
is,
right?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Hashtag suicide is not the solution, and just get together as I'm an artist and talk about our problems and talk about our experiences. And they had professionals there who were there to give just advice on life in general, you know. And they offer therapy for free, right?
Okay.
For free. And yeah, so I was there and I was like, since I'm here, I'm glad I'm here. I do know that I have a problem and I'm ready to get help. And since help is being provided, why not just make the most of it and take advantage of that?
So, advice as far as getting help for managing popularity, fame, stardom. Do you get the therapy before or after?
I think it should be before, hey?
No, elaborate. You can tell us why.
I really think it should be before, because I think this industry, man, is because I don't know if people realize that they have certain traumas or they have certain problems until they are faced with other things that trigger certain things, and then you realize that actually I'm not okay. So for me, I think jumping into the industry and being in the industry on the level that I was also triggered izinto, like things from way back that I didn't even realize were there. So I think that was a wake-up call for me to realize, well, actually, you're not okay. Because, I don't know, I think things would have been different because I would have maybe been in a better state of mind to handle things differently, see things differently, and analyze things differently. But already I was in my own dark place, so the industry didn't really help.
So, could you say that the industry itself is a dark place?
Hey, this place is very dark, man. It's very dark in here.
And is it because of the industry itself, or the fact that it's a gathering of broken people who, because of the way the industry works, are not encouraged to work on their interpersonal issues, their childhood traumas, or anything else? It's like fake it till you make it, or you won't make it.
I think it's the people in the industry that are problem. I think the music industry on its own is a beautiful place. Like creating music, like music on its own. Music heals people, you know? So I don't think the industry is a problem. It's the people in the industry that make it dark, the people that complicate our lives, the people that exploit us, the people that don't tell us the truth, the people that want to benefit from us every chance that they get, and they leave us broken. So it's not the industry, it's the people that you deal with along the way that leave you damaged.
I think a lot of them are hurt people that are hurting people, and some of them feel like, you know, I've been screwed over before, so it's school fees.
Yeah, I see.
Everybody has to go through it. You know, it's not right, but I think a lot of them do it because they feel like that's just how the industry is. You know, it's up to us to actually change it. So I saw you smiling, the way you smiled when you spoke about making music. So I see that you're back in love with music. Tell us about how you fell out of love with music and what that did to you.
Did I fall out of love? I don't know.
I mean, you stopped.
Yeah, I stopped.
You were down and out.
I stopped because I went through, I think, writer's block. I went through like a writer's block, I think, for like a good 2 years where I couldn't write anything. Like, no matter how hot the beat was. Listen, now when I listen to a beat, I listen to a beat now. I write a song now. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm done. I'm done writing. So just going through that experience of not being able to write, and like, I got this beat. I'm better, like, but I can't come up with anything.
How much living were you doing before that period of writer's block? How much living?
Living as in going out and living? Or
No, as in living. Like, you know, going to the shop, buying groceries, going to your family, you know, living life.
I was living. I don't know if I can say how much I was living, but I was...
Were you busy up and down on the road prior to the writer's block, or were you living like a normal life like you were living in all the years before you started making music?
Yeah, I was living a normal life.
Wow. Okay,
was living a normal
so
life.
that's my thing is that,
Yeah.
you know, usually a lot of people, they find that they've got writer's block when they get into the industry. I know from my own personal perspective, like I think I started songwriting when 2002 properly. So that's like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And through all those periods, I also, you know, relate to the writing in 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was a point in time where work was so busy, gigging and everything else, and I hadn't lived a normal life, or that when you get into studio, it starts to feel like a job. So was it maybe because you weren't just experiencing life as a whole, or just the writing was just a difficulty, like putting down your thoughts?
Yeah, putting down my thoughts was a difficulty. I think maybe it was because I had so much going on in there, and I don't know what happened there, but I just couldn't write.
And confidence?
Confidence was definitely down the drain.
So you would write and scratch out?
Yeah, yeah.
Like finish a page and then tear it up and throw it away?
Like I'd write like maybe 3 lines. I was like, it's not the one.
And when you started your career, did you ever scratch out anything you'd written?
No.
So why would you think you're such a brilliant genius when you know nothing and you're starting your career, and then after you make all these hits, all of a sudden you don't know what you're doing?
I don't understand what happened there. I think too much happened there. I think it also came from I was now experiencing certain things, and my mental state, I think I wasn't okay. I think it comes from that also contributed. So, because now I'm slowly but surely getting my juice back, and the writing is also now, you know, going back to...
It's flowing.
You know what I mean?
I heard the song you did with Jazik, and also some of the snippets from
Yeah.
the new EP.
Yeah.
It was up. It's no longer up. What's going on?
No, now I'm writing. I'm
Oh.
writing now.
So you're working on a new project?
Yes.
Okay. Any new collaborations that you're working on with any women artists?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. There's this one girl from Limpopo, Baraki Shandesh. She's very, very young. I would love to work with her on something.
Okay.
Yeah, Shandy. I really, really love her music. But the EP, I didn't feature anyone. You know, I haven't been surrounded by artists. I don't have close relationships with Batoba and in the industry
scene.
because I've been away for so long. So I just feel like I cannot show me that. So, you know, you need to call for favors, and it's like you don't have the money. These they're not playing. They're out here for the money. So if you call them, I charge for a feature, and I respect that, you know. Unfortunately, right now, I'm not in a position to pay for the features that I would have loved to have on the project.
Okay.
But I feel like it's sounding great as it is. So far, so good, you know. So for the next one, man, I feel like Modimo tla ba blessed enough to a point where Lord lena ke tla ba le machangora and afford but pay Lord and gaspana la wana. But for now, I'm just working with what I got.
No, that's great. It's always good to work with what you've got.
Yeah.
What you do have is, you know, amazing talent
Thank you.
and generational hits. So I say generational hits, and I'm saying it flippantly, but not many people have got generational hits to their name. You know, the one thing about knowing how the business works and having the advantage of having people within your family that have been in the business, like I have. You know, I always say I'm not I guess I'm lucky that when I started in the business, I already had a big brother who was already like one of the founders of SA Hip Hop. You know a place called Lee Club?
No.
Well, in 1997, that's where like the club where SA Hip Hop was, you know, founded, basically, so to speak. And my cousin is one of the people that started that. And his dad was a marketing director at Distel, or Distillers back in the day, which are the people that sell Savannah and everything else. So I had that advantage. He had a publishing company. So from the age, I think, of 2011, from the age of 11 or 12, I learned about publishing and everything else. And I learned the value that, you know, you could actually teach this business to people in your family. So if there's one thing I'd encourage you to do, teach your mom. You know, if you guys have got people within your family, you know, there's lots of things that you can teach people who are close to you, who care for you, who love you in this industry, to protect yourself. Because I think the biggest thing, I haven't heard you speak about, you know, men trying to, you know, I don't know, take advantage of you.
I was about to say tap that ass.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it like that. But yeah, but you can. And for me, you know, I've heard many stories of many women who've been taken advantage of. And the ones that I haven't heard are of the women who are up there and successful and who seem to have never had anyone want to take advantage of them. But the ones who rejected all of that are nowhere to be seen, you know. So did you ever feel like you'd have to give it up to be one of the it girls?
You know, I've had this conversation with a few people, and that's one thing that I'm really, really grateful for, is I've never bumped into those guys. I've never bumped into someone who's tried to get their way with me to help me get to the top. You know, I've never come across that. And I know it does happen in the industry. I'm just grateful that I haven't experienced that.
Okay, that's one part, and so am I. Glad. Do you think that if you had experienced that, though, you might be further in your career?
I think so. I think so. I think it'll also now come down to, was I gonna give it up or not? Or because I mean, someone can say, "Hey, let's do this," but then me being the person that I am, I don't know. I don't know if I was gonna be able to do it. And Lorna, I can't say I wasn't gonna be able to do it, because there was a point where I was down and out. And if someone had, you know, made that gesture,
50,000 nyana, Dubai nyana.
Bona, fast. Fast.
So, you know, my biggest problem with the situation itself is that the way it plays itself out is that a lot of women are forced into it because there is no choice. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go, that's the only way to get ahead. And for me, the tragic part is the generational talents that we lose because they're disheartened, because they're locked out of opportunities. You know, we could have lost you. The industry could have lost you, you know, to the industry forever. You could not be contributing. And we thank God that whatever it is that's inside you, that's made you crazy enough to try and keep on with this industry after it's taken so much joy from your life. You know, I wonder to myself, can you say that you count yourself lucky? Or is there, you know, space in the industry for women to get ahead if they don't have the assistance of, you know, strong women beside them?
It's hard. I feel like if there were more women in the industry who, or maybe I don't know them, I haven't met them, maybe they're there, who are in more powerful positions, I think it'll also help a lot for the female entertainers in this industry. You know, because dealing with men, I'm not saying that men are bad, but in the industry you ask yourself, you know, and the talks are just sometimes you're like, and you shy away from certain things. Some go ahead with it, some don't, you know. You shy away from certain things and certain opportunities because already you know what I'm going to have to pay a price here that I don't want to pay, you know. So, and I feel like that's how banabang baluza the opportunity. So yeah, I think more female women in the industry, powerful positions would be amazing, man.
Yeah, I think I agree very strongly, because I find that, not to diss men, but men are more likely to sell women or sell women's bodies or think nothing of selling women's bodies than women are, you know. And also, I found that with a lot of female artists within this industry, they entrust their careers in the hands of gay men, mistakenly thinking that those gay men are women. They're not women. They're not your sisters. They will sell you, and they're the biggest sellers. You understand? We don't know where they get their money. But they're there with Gucci and Versace bag next to each and every single it girl.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
That's something else there.
Something that people in the industry don't get to see.
Yeah.
You know, and as far as initiatives to bring women into the fray from a management positions to assist artists and everything else, we're not seeing many initiatives as well. You know, we're not seeing women being empowered. So that is why, you know, I say one thing that you could do as a favor to yourself is train your mom. You know, because that's one woman you know you can trust to not sell you. You know, because a lot of these girls that are coming into the industry, they literally are given no choice. Like literally, there's only 3 TV channels in South Africa. There's 3 companies that own all the radio stations in this country. You know what I mean? Whether it's an SABC station or it's a Prime Media station or it's one of the other smaller media houses, you know what I mean? So if all of them are colluding to put certain men at the top and to ensure that they can extort sexual favors out of young impressionable girls who are desperate to make their way into the industry, because there is no like real physical barrier of entry. It's not like mining engineering where you need to have a degree or something like that, you know what I mean? And they can't pick and choose between hopefuls. If you look at the auditions that they have for TV shows or any like idols or whatever, there's thousands of people. So any man or woman who wants to take advantage of someone has literally got thousands of people to choose from, you know? And that imbalance is what makes things worse than they should be. And a lot of people, once they've been abused or once they've fallen for the trappings of this higher lifestyle that comes with, you know, giving of your body, they can't speak out against it. They can't denounce it. They can't protect others from falling from the same traps. You know, they can't come out and say, this is what has happened to me, because, you know, their livelihoods depend on keeping up the charade, you know. So I'm just glad that you've never had to go through something like that, you know. You've been able to create your value and build your brand off of your music, off of your skill, your writing, your rapping, your singing. Now, speaking of that, are we going to get a remix for Shigup? Or a re-record like Taylor Swift has done with her old music?
I've always wanted to know, as the writer, right, I'm allowed to...
You got the moral rights?
Yeah,
Yes? You've got moral rights, yeah?
Okay. Then
It's your copyright.
I think I should. I think maybe a piano yana. Shigubu yana sha piano. I'll see.
And then Chinchale Rule?
Tunjalorole, I did remake
Tunja, sorry.
the Tunjalorole, yeah. I did it and I put it on my project that I did a few years ago. But that project wasn't promoted, so I feel like I did it, but people didn't get to hear it, really didn't reach the masses. It's a track that I've always wanted to remake, because I feel like that song was going to be huge. Ne? And I was seeing how it was coming, and I was like, no, this guy Pazamish, I'm going to make a noise about this, because I'm not going to watch this happen again.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, okay, cool. So we're looking forward to some new music. I mean, I wrote notes here because... obviously, I want this to be a masterclass.
Yeah.
And I want to ensure that, you know, we also give some educational content to the people that be watching this, because you know what I find? Also from watching your story, I find that a lot of artists are willing to go to podcasts, tell their stories, and I understand why. Because you feel like you've never told anyone your story. You feel like people don't empathize with what you're going through. But what is the plan after you tell your heartbreaking story? Like, are the podcasters there to help you, give you any assistance beyond that?
With my personal experience, no. But you see, I went there because my aim wasn't to go there and break down, by the way. It just happened because I was lit. And I was...
You were lit.
I was lit.
It was the grandeur.
Lit. Yay! Because you see, that's another thing.
So bayan pompa la paya.
No, minang figeng lit.
Oh.
Figeng lit. You see, that's
But
another...
lit, but yeah. All right then.
No, I was lit before I got there. That's another thing that I've been struggling with is substance abuse. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna shy away from that. And I just felt like, okay, Sharp, I'm drunk. It's my fault. No one said gay before the podcast, and I'm not now gonna miss out on this. I felt like it was a great opportunity, and it was a chance for me to go tell my story. It is unfortunate that I didn't manage to tell it the way that I'm doing now, because negative, but that's on me. you know, that's no one's fault but myself.
Okay, but thankfully, everyone who was there, the guys who were shooting there, and everyone, even one of the guys who was hosting you, they're all here.
Yeah.
You got a second chance
Yeah.
to redo it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not because you're lucky or you're fortunate, or you're a very special talent.
Thank you.
You've touched many of our hearts, many of our lives. Your music has been the soundtrack to many a Christmas. Many a Christmas. Even this past Christmas, I don't think there's been a Christmas in the past 10 years that hasn't had
without it.
Shigubu,
It's been long.
Shibango,
It's been long. 10 years.
Shibakunene.
Yeah.
You understand? So, I mean, apart from just you speaking about your story in your podcast, on the podcast as well, the response from people, you know,
Yeah.
because they say, oh, Omekji, he destroys people's careers and everything else. But I mean, for me, to hear your story and be moved took you going to that platform.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about, you know, that opportunity and how South Africa and the chillers, I guess, have responded to you since you went there?
It was great. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was really, really scared to tell my story, ne? Because obviously I was scared of the backlash that's gonna come from it. You know how it is with the public and all of that, you know. But funny enough, I got the complete opposite of what I was expecting. I think actually going to the podcast really, I can say it really saved me, because the love that I got just after that on its own was also another reason for like, hey, actually, it's not as bad as I thought it was. You know, I'm still
Your
out here.
ruminations were telling you lies.
I've still got my people, you know, and they still rooting for me, and people still want more music. So let me pick myself up. As messy as the podcast was, you know, I was on the podcast. It did great for me. It really did for me internally, ngaphakathi inside. It did wonders for me, and I'm really grateful for how Soul and MacG handled me also. Because I mean, they could have ripped me apart. I was vulnerable. I was drunk. They could have really just ripped me apart, but they handled me with care. And
Like gentlemen.
Like gentlemen. And
Oh, but they're misogynists. They're homophobes, aren't they?
Nah, they
They're disappointing us.
They're really cool. MacG is an amazing oak, and Soul
They're letting us
also.
down. They're letting us down.
It was therapeutic.
Okay, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm glad that you enjoyed that experience, because I think just from you telling your story, I'm one of the people that was moved, you know. There's many people that were moved as well. And I thought that, you know, the buck stops here with you. As far as stories of artists who feel like the industry took advantage of them, spat them out, and they don't know how to make their way back, you know, you're clawing your way back by first working on yourself internally, so that the person, the Facebook, the Fiesta Black, the FB that is presented to the public is a more wholesome one.
Definitely.
And not a broken one, you know. And I guess light comes through the cracks.
Definitely.
And, you know, expels the darkness that has been your memory of your past career. We're making new memories now. We're making new moves as well. When can we look forward to a new project?
My project, Limpopo Mpopi, is dropping later on in the year. I'm not quite sure which month. I'm thinking August. But the first 2 singles are dropping this week. They're dropping this week, and it's my first independent release. And
yay! High five! High five! And how are you distributing it?
I'm with Five.
High five!
High five. Five. I think it's JR, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Local is
JR
like
and the team.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the whole local thing, because I tried an international one. I think it was
Distributor.
Yeah, I think it was DistroKid or something.
Oh, DistroKid.
Yeah.
No, but they don't have people here.
I don't know what happened there, because the
You're
300
talking to Bobs.
300 rand left the account, ne?
Yeah.
But then I couldn't upload my music, so I was like, and there's no offices around here where you can go and say, hey, Lena, chill, guy.
That's true.
So I was like, you know what, I can zaga, and then now if I'm gonna try this thing again, at least
I'll go to his house.
So I was like, no, let me try something local now, because now we're working on a budget and see. So yeah.
Okay.
But
And then
they are
other than-
amazing.
Other than distribution, are they helping you with any like label services or anything else? Like, who else is assisting you? Because I know Five was working with the Gauteng Departments of
Yeah.
Sports, Arts and Culture
Okay.
at some point in time,
Yeah.
and you're working with them on this Silapa project as well.
Yeah.
So, other than that,
No,
promotions and marketing.
nothing right now.
Okay.
I'm still putting a team together, and I'm still
Well-
looking. I'm still looking for money.
Well,
So
I'll s-
funding.
I'll send through a proposal from Urbantainment Label Services. That's
Thank
my
you.
company that does promotions
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
marketing as well.
Yeah.
And then we can see how we can assist.
Thank
Other than,
you.
you know, this that we're doing right now,
Yeah.
and we're recording it. I mean, obviously the live stream is a completely different thing. The full shoot,
Yeah.
which people will be watching from the 1st of June as well, is basically our gift to you as a
Aw.
promotional tool,
Thank you.
you know, basically to tell your story in a more concise fashion and, you know, in a more sober tone, you know. But other than that, I mean, we did come here to party.
Yeah.
The music has been turned down for long enough for people
You
to
see.
actually enjoy this conversation.
And I
And
can
they've been
drink
listening
after
to
this
us.
now.
They've been listening to us. No, but I don't think they want to drink until they ask us a couple of questions. So I'm going to ask that,
Okay.
you know, the mic gets passed around as well, and that our cameraman pans to our audience so that the live stream can see all the people that are here. You know, I gave a hug to a legend who came here to see you, Mama Messi Pagela.
Oh, where is she?
She's here. She's here to support her daughter.
Aw. And we've met like quite a few times.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
Mama,
I don't know, Sina, you'll bring Mama closer at a point in time, and then she can also give her comments on the microphone. And then in the interim, is there anyone out there who's got any questions for us, like right now? Okay, here we go. Here's a young lady that's from somewhere near where you are from, right? Where you guys from?
Evening.
No, stand up, 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 stand up. Stand up, young lady.
Oh, Nota's putting me on the spot, but good evening.
Stand up so we can see how long your hair is.
Beautiful.
Good evening, everyone, and also a big shout out and a big thanks to everyone that made it out here. Fiesta,
Hey, babe.
not a complicated question, rather. Hold of you if they are working with you, because also you'd be so surprised that there are people on the come up that would be so keen and, you know what, so open to working with you and pushing further. Sometimes also people that have been in the industry way before might want to work with only established artists, but you'd be so surprised ukuthi young artists come on banyaka go bereka le batho ba go tshwana le lena, and they also have a vision out there and also a plan to push. So how do they get a hold of you?
But before she gives you that,
Yes.
give us 4 bars.
Okay.
Rap again.
Oh my goodness.
It is Subuz.
All right. We were hidden in time at the 11th hour. Innocence forsake the youth. Now who got the power? In the era of souls as if it's murder hour. We look like dirty and gold, but is the credit ours? Sacred our holy grace. Angels of a demons pray. What is ours if we spray? Habash. When doors are shut, we save the day. Bear the token as we pray. Man's doom and dust away. We busting through another chain.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So what do you think?
You got it. You got something there. You got
Oh, and
something
guys,
there.
please support my single Mata Tegenga Kuluva on digital platforms.
Yes,
Say it
ma'am.
again,
Yes,
say it again.
ma'am.
Your single is?
Umata MATA Tegenga Kuluva featuring Umampincha.
Ubuyapi.
I'm from the Val or south of Johannesburg.
Bupeval.
In Walkerville. You know,
Walkerville. Kombikas
yeah, the problem is that other people say I'm from the Val because of municipality basis. However, towards the south, I'm closer to the south with the distance. and
Sevan.
yeah,
Sevan,
okay,
Sevan,
but it is what it is.
Okay, okay, let's pass the mic. What are you saying? Where does she contact you?
Socials, obviously social media.
Okay.
Fiesta Black Music. Like I've got like 3-point-something thousand followers there.
All right.
Yeah.
So follow her.
All right. We'll
Retweet her
definitely do
account.
so.
Slide into the DMs and let's
Okay, we'll
talk.
definitely do so.
Most
Shout out to you,
definitely. Thank
babes.
you, my
You're so
love.
awesome.
So
too.
now look at this.
Yeah.
this is your daughter.
Yeah, man.
You understand? This is you. The
The
colored
hair, I'm just
braids
like,
and everything else is
just
like
the
you.
back.
No, yeah, you know, you need to pass it on
Yeah,
to
man,
the younger girls
definitely.
so that they can, you know.
You see, and that's another reason why I haven't been able. I was like, I'm not going to give up on this because I need to be that woman for someone else that I also would have loved to have for myself, you know?
Oh no, that's great.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh damn! I think the battery for the mic is okay. Ngasondela put. Ngasondela. Tunes. This guy arrived earliest. What's your name, brother? You were here since 12.
5.
3-5.
3-5 show.
3-5.
Hola. 3-5 kwaito artist lasezola.
We all star.
Sure.
I 3-5.
Kanshap ngize kuwe Nota khona izinto engifila ngathi ungangisiza ngazo because ngicela ukusayina i-distribution
Okay. Angibhodlela.
ne-major label entsembu mara mina ngijayivela slow like ngifila ngathi nje bangidetainile.
Uyibhandit manje.
Yeah, like angazi ukuthi why ngithole i-contract.
Pay us what you owe us for all the years that you hold us. We can talk, but money talks, so talk more bucks. That's Jay-Z.
Iskepa kanjani le contract because manje ngisayinile, so I don't want to end up wasting all my hit songs
Oh, your years.
ngirelease nabo bangamarket because bazongimarket bazongi-advertise bangipromote so mara bakwenzi konke lokho. So before ngirelease kumele ngiqale ngizikhuphule ukuthi le ngoma ngibelievela kuyo futhi ngizonikeza labantu laba badlale ngayo bangayenzi for call. And then on my social media platforms like ngikhathele ukulibele ngiphusha ingoma engaphumi engayindawo.
Have they given you money?
No.
Okay, if they haven't given you money, please get my numbers from Usina. Ne?
Okay.
I'll assist you. I'll refer you to a lawyer who can help you. But you need to get a lawyer that's going to help you. That's going to fight for you. We brought Umama Messi Pakela from, I don't know where she was sitting. But here she is. Here's your daughter, ma.
Oh, my child. You've touched my heart.
Thank you so much.
And wenza umsebenzi wakho. Lo ophiwa ngabakini.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. Is that all you wanted to say?
No. Can I
Okay.
say more?
No, yeah, please do.
Okay, sanibonani nonke la khaya. And yinhle le ndawo yonke. It needs to be more supported by black people. Because black to black business will develop the economy of this country.
Thank you.
And others may come and join us. As they join us, they have to be part and parcel of our IP. And we give them a percentage. They don't dictate and determine what we have to get.
Yes.
And actually what I've discovered is that all genres and all generations in the music industry have been exploited. And there's a difference between exploring an artist and exploiting an artist. When you explore an artist, you build the career of that artist to a highest level whereby that artist does not depend on anyone. When you exploit an artist, she sounds like her. If you make a hit that is a lifetime hit, like me, I will hold on, Aichisamadegi, is a lifetime hit, but I've been exploited. How is it? Why would it go on forever?
It has to stop somewhere.
And it has to stop somewhere. And it stops with you, young people.
Thank you, ma.
Young people, bridge the gaps.
Thank you, ma.
Bridge the gaps. It is your heritage. It is your economical development strategy of reclaiming what belongs to you. As you want to reclaim the land, reclaim the music industry.
Thank
I love you.
Thank you,
Mama.
Ma.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma. One of the most important things that this country has forgotten is the fact that the honesty of artists like Umama Messi Pagela is what freed us, what allows us as young people to be here today. I know, sorry, I was off the mic for a bit. It's very important that we honor our legends. And we are honoring our legends right now because they were exploited in the past because they were prevented from seeking the knowledge that today is available for us to seek should we want to be empowered. It's not hidden from us. We need to go out there and seek this knowledge because at the end of the day, our Mama Messi made sacrifices for us to be here in this industry today. We cannot be exploited in their names. They cannot be the ones that are burying us with their pension money. They're supposed to be enjoying. They're supposed to be enjoying their lives. Not even about money. They're supposed to be enjoying their life. You enjoy your life when you don't even have to think about money. You don't worry, go to imali in petrol. Because on Wednesday it's 25 rand a liter. And it's gonna be 30 rand a liter before Christmas. You know. So yeah. So any further questions that you guys may have, you know, thank you for that blessing. We receive that. We are going to change the narrative for this industry. Okay, so now Tunes RSA, you're going to pass the mic. I see Usol Penduga is also in the crowd. He's looking to take a picture with Mama Messi Pagela. So please make some space for him as a konuklala with the legend. I'm punished kancane. Sure, Tunes.
Sanbonani. Mina nguTunes RSA ngegama.
Yamazu Tunes RSA.
Yeah.
He was looting the shopping centers.
No, I wasn't looting. I was promoting the music. And right now, I just want everybody to also go check out Dread Avenue podcast. We're also gonna be Sakela Gutin Teluze showini Dread Avenue podcast. Come and tell your story. We have a different market, young soul. If anytime you're ready, you can always come through. We can share like ngatati contact. But what I wanted to ask is, Isambo has a funding, ne? So because a lot of people can't afford, I'm a lawyer. Do you think it would be advisable to get that funding from Isamro to go and maybe check like a lawyer, because these things are really expensive? As much as Swafu.
Can I give you a tip?
Yeah.
A secret. Every lawyer has to give free legal advice for an hour. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you go to 5 lawyers, you can get 5 different hours of free legal advice.
Yeah, well, you
You know what I'm
I didn't
saying?
even know that.
How do I know that?
I know, I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
but that's
Yeah.
business. You understand? So we are a good lawyer. This is the contract. And then you take it back to these people, and then they say, and then you take it to another lawyer, and you say, hey, what do you change here? Until you're happy with the contract. Until you sign something that your grandchildren will be satisfied with.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because
Let's give a shout
that
out.
signature means a lot. That signature doesn't belong to you. That signature is about generational wealth. You understand what I'm saying? So when you sign on that dotted line, you must ask yourself, what will my grandchildren live with from this contract? You know what I mean? You're not signing your life away. You're signing the life of everyone that's attached to you. So that's the free advice on how to get free legal advice. There's a law clinic at the Waterfront University, even at University of Pretoria. I know that a lot of universities that have got legal fraternities do offer advice. There was a question coming in from there, guys. Don't be forgotten. Sisi.
Greetings to everyone.
Hi.
Igama uZinhle.
Hello, Zinhle.
The question I have for you guys is, I just released a song and I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's getting a good approach. So what I wanted to ask was, how long should I wait till I sign the record deal? How long? At the age of 21, I'm 21 right now.
Why do you need to sign a record deal, my sister?
No, I want to ask, how long should I wait?
I'm asking you, why do you need to? Is there any reason why you need to?
No, there's
What
no
are they
need.
offering you? What services are they giving you that you can't get? from-
Nothing yet at this point. Just the exploitation, I guess you can say that. There's good perseverance in it. there's good vibes to the song. So I just want to know, do I have to sign it or should I wait till I feel like signing it?
Yeah. So, what my advice to any
I've never signed any record.
my advice, right? This is a general advice. It's got nothing to do with whether you sign or not, right? This is my advice to South African artists and all African artists. Everything that we hold of value within this continent, right, is underneath the ground. The only thing that is of value that is above the ground is us, right?
Yes.
Our riches are in our culture, our intellectual property, the stuff that is between our ears.
That's true.
Now, if you look at the United States of America, that's the biggest music industry in the world. The 37 million black people in that country provide music for 350 million people within that country and 4 billion people around the world that consume American music.
Yes.
The 37 million blacks in America dominate the global music industry. What about the 1.3 billion blacks on this continent who've got more culture, who have not been enslaved, who still know their native tongues, who are still in touch with their ancestors and their heritage? What value does the westernized system have to offer them? Nothing. So when you're signing yourself to that inferior system of the Westerners who can't even make their own music, they need to copy the 37 million blacks.
Yes.
When you sign yourself over to those people, what are you actually giving away? You are giving away something that is more valuable than anything that is underneath this African soil. That's more valuable than diamonds. That's more valuable than gold. That's more valuable than anything.
Anything else.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is that do you want to give that away? I'm not giving you advice on whether to sign or not. I'm just
Yes.
telling you the value of what you're signing away if you do sign.
I guess because the record label is Limpopo, so it's part of South Africa and it's people that are active here. In
Do
this
they have a track record? Have they succeeded? Have they
Yes, it's called Bala Music.
follow music? Okay,
yes.
yeah, well, I know.
Yes.
Well, start first. Build your own value first. You know why? You come with something that you bring to the table.
Okay.
You understand? You start with leverage. Build up as much leverage as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
That's,
Can I also
it's just
say
like when you have a girl child and you're a man. You take your daughter on dates. You buy her ice cream. You understand? You put her in the steering wheel of your car and everything else, so that when these clever boys in the streets want to trick her, she's like, my father takes me for ice cream. And he takes me in his car and everything else. So now you need to build up that value so that when you're offered contracts by these people, you'll be like, I know my value. That's it.
Yeah, and I'd also just like to add on to the fact that I think, like, especially now, we're living in an era where everything is online, bruh. Like, we have so much at our disposal. You know, your TikToks, your Instagrams, your everything. And you, like, people are being discovered on a daily basis, you know, just via being present and being available on social media and pushing your things online. You understand? I feel like the days of signing are just, it's old things. Still don't do the same things we did. You see, so like just be present, be online. You know, these young kids are doing the most online, you know, and they're making money, you know, so your phone is just right there. It's with you 24/7, you know, yeah.
Okay. Are there any more questions, guys? There's one there at the back. There's one there at the back. There's one request I have. I want Sol Penduga to send you some beats as well, because I think you guys could make a dope collab.
That'd be
I've
awesome.
been begging him to get back to making music.
That'll be
So
great.
he says he's been in the studio. So I'm hoping he's working on a Grammy Award-winning album.
Do the right thing, Soul, do the right thing.
Sanibonani,
Hello, Bob.
ninjani, siyaphila sonke.
Hayi.
Igama uSibusiso kaLeroli,
Oh, that's
yes, known as Jack Leroli Jr.,
Oh,
the son to the late Jack Leroli,
oh,
the founder of Mango Groove.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So what what I'm loving being here is that we have people abanjengabo Sisina that I've known for some time now. Bab Mandla Masego, Mam Messi Pakela. So I really appreciate that we have people like that to lead us, especially Mam Messi Pakela, because my family history is something that she's been part of, whereby people know these big names, Mengo Groove, Matlatini, all these things, but what we've missed as a country, I've always attended workshops by ministers, different ministers of arts and culture, asking one simple question. If the government is willing to give back the land, what about the composition rights that these white major companies are still holding away from the original holders, who are the composers of the music? Under these contracts were signed apartheid. Yet, from there, I always advise my peers, who, one of them, Obabuyile Shabalala, who's the grandson to the late Joseph Shabalala. There's a song we did called Maitanana, produced by Vuyo Manyike. We said, let's feature your granddad before he leaves us, so he can teach us. We did that. The single is out, the music is out. But now, I also met one young man called Hypnotic Soul, who produced one of the songs that Black Coffee took to the world. It became a major, major hit. We Dance All Night. But now the boy was like,
We Dance Again.
No, there's one that we called We Dance All Night.
Oh.
Yes. Under the 659 records.
Okay.
Then the boy was like so depressed to a point whereby he wanted nothing to do with music. Yet he's a genius when it comes to producing music. So I would seriously love to propose that us as young musicians, let's try to be open to one another as much as we can. Let's engage to each other, share the small knowledges, share the talents, because these companies, I doubt they would win if we are a huge mass that's united. So I would love for us to one day meet with you, Sisi, work together with that boy as a producer that you can work with. Me, I'm a penny whistle player who's also a sub penny whistle to Mango Grove. So I've been working. I'm still working. I teach music to these young ones, Maurice Isaacson Center for Music. And the more we teach, I've noticed, is the more we learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I also want to get your context, especially for this Maurice Isaacson Center for Music. Obviously, June 16 is coming up, and I think maybe we should do something on that day as well. For your comments, what you just said about our legends that, you know, didn't have the opportunity to own their intellectual property, can you see how fortunate you are? Even though you got jackrolled, they didn't jackroll you the whole entire way.
You see, just one song, it was enough to wake me up and for me to learn.
Now the grandson is still crying about the intellectual property that's owned by the man, you know. And the worst part about it is that our copyright amendment bill is supposed to have been amended already. I had the good fortune or the opportunity of actually going to Scopa to actually lobby for the bill to be redrafted and sent back. And what we're up against is the powers that be at Google, you know, that have funded the Department of Trade and Industry, technocrats, the deputy director generals and everything else, to basically sell them on a concept of unlimited fair usage rights, where they can claim fair usage for your intellectual property for whatever various reasons that they may have, and because of that fair usage policy, they don't have to pay you for the usage of your rights. We've already spoken about how, you know, your songs have already been used without your permission and you're not being paid. So imagine if your brothers are stealing from you and then YouTube then also enables other people to steal from you, and there's nothing that you can do, you know, and your music will be exposed to many people. So we need to be more aware of the process of this copyright amendment bill. It's sitting on our President Cyril Ramaphosa's desk. It needs to be amended before it goes back to the National Council of Provinces. And the current suggestion is that the term limit for the ownership of the rights should be 25 years. In the United States, it's 35 years. So after 35 years, you know, the rights revert back to the original composers, right? In South Africa, it would be 25 years. But this is not only our fight. One of the biggest artists in the world right now, you know, one of the only black artists that's a billionaire, Kanye West, is crying about the very same thing in the biggest industry in the world, you know. So we need to count ourselves lucky as South Africans and as young South Africans, because if you look at young South Africans right now, I think the mentality of independence is there. We've seen our mothers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers being exploited for too long. We are not going to allow that to happen to us. We're not going to be like the African Americans whose whole entire industry is owned by the major corporations. We are going to be able to do it independently on our own, because at the end of the day, these white people don't make this music. These white people don't do these dances. These white people can't tell us what is a hit song and what is not a hit song. So at the end of the day, we need to be able to have confidence in what we're doing, confidence in who we are, and project that to the rest of the world, because the rest of the world is hungry for South African talent, is hungry for South African music. Where did you get, you know, your musical inspiration from for you to actually start making music that wasn't, I guess, necessarily American influenced, so to speak? Where did you get that from? Because you started at a very young age, you know. You're very articulate, which means that I can tell that you started speaking English in school at a young age, obviously. Why did you default to rapping in your mother tongue?
Well, from influences, I grew up listening to, I think, so many different artists. Like, I listened to your Brenda Fassie's, Abum Sawawa, Abum Shoza, Abum Mandoza, and at the same time, because I grew up in a white household, I was listening to Westlife and Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. So I think just the fusion just came together and you got Fiesta Black, you know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to use my mother tongue because I felt like I wanted to take it to the world. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it to go that far, you know, and I wanted to keep it as local as possible and authentic as possible, you know. But I felt like, you know, use the English also because I wanted to go to Europe and I want them to also be able to understand what I'm saying and just feel like they can also sing along there and there, but just fuse it and just, you know, mix it up. Because I'm a mix up of a lot of artists also. So I was like, just, yeah.
Okay, top 5 places you want to play.
Top 5?
In the world, yeah. Outside of South Africa.
I want to go to Miami.
Okay, that's
yeah, I want
Florida.
to go to Miami. I've never done Nigeria, and I really, really want to go to Nigeria.
Okay.
I want to go to Congo.
Okay.
You know?
Kinshasa is the biggest city on the African continent. It's got a population of 17.5 million people.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a good reason to go there.
I would love to go to Congo. I've done a lot of African countries, but Nigeria and Congo are the 2 that I haven't done yet, that I really, really want to do. 2 more. Vegas.
Okay.
Because I want to party afterwards. And
Okay.
apparently Vegas is like the place to
You don't
have
want
a
to get
good time.
married in Vegas though, right?
Hey, you never know. We'll see when we
Hey.
get there.
Okay.
And where else would I want to go? Number 5. Not quite sure.
China.
I've been to Beijing.
You don't want to...
Maybe I
Did
can
you,
go.
wait,
I
did you
can go to
count
Hong
the
Kong.
bicycles in Beijing and then get tired and
No,
come back?
no.
Okay.
I didn't go to Hong Kong though. I went to Beijing, but then Hong Kong we didn't go. And apparently the nightlife in Hong Kong is like super, super epic. So if I were to go back that side, I would definitely want to go to Hong Kong this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it
For now.
for now. Okay. Cool. Top 5 artists that you'd like to collaborate with still, globally.
Globally, Chris Brown, no?
Oh,
Without a doubt.
okay.
I've always loved that guy, like from a very young age. I'd love to work with Chris Brown on
Okay.
something. Lauren Hill,
Okay.
definitely.
Phew. Yeah. Okay. Ambitious, but yeah.
Lauren Hill. Globally, again.
Yeah, no. It's just that her schedule.
See, I'd love to. I was talking, there's this dancer, I think her name is Judith, And I talk with Judith like on a personal level, like
Uh-huh.
WhatsApp. And she was actually at a Lauren Hill event, like her birthday, and they're like super, super tight. And I'm like, okay.
Maybe you can be connected.
See.
Okay.
Rihanna. I'd love to work with
Wee
Rihanna.
Wee.
I'd love to work with
Wee
Ray.
Wee is a billionaire. She doesn't make music. She makes makeup.
Is she gonna make music anymore?
I mean,
See, because of that.
she makes
Um,
ASAPs.
What? Okay. William Lust from Botswana.
Okay.
I'm
That's
definitely.
KIM. Okay, cool.
I love that guy.
So please hook us up with his numbers. I know Saul's got his numbers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So.
And
William
then who
Lust. I don't know who else. Artists, DJs. I don't know. Kanye West.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That's my favorite. Okay, cool. That's a nice
Yeah.
way to shut it down.
Thank you.
Okay. And then your last thing that you want to say to all the girl artists that want to rock the world like you have done and you'll continue to do. Yeah, for the next however many years. For the next 90 years at least.
You know what? It starts with you. Just make sure that you are okay when emotionally, mentally. Try your level best to surround yourself with amazing and awesome people, because obviously you'll never know people's intentions until you are deep in there and they're really showing you their true colors. But I mean, the less friends you have, I think also the better. And you know, just keep it 100 with yourself. You know, and go to school, learn the music buzz. You know, I'm learning as I go on a daily basis. I don't think I'll ever stop learning. So just, equip yourself with knowledge, and talents on its own is definitely not enough. Drugs are definitely not cool. Been down that road, didn't end well for me. I'm working on myself, and it's a continuous journey. But just keep it clean, man.
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. I think it's time for us to start the party. You know? And please, drinks on you guys. Oh, one more question. Who's this? Oh, it's a rap. Okay, no, thanks. Okay, DJ. I was trying us something, Lapo, please. Please, something warm. Yo,
Thanks,
I'm
man. Thanks,
freezing.
Nota.
Thank you.
Thank you.